In 1964, just as the Beatles were launching their invasion of America's airwaves, Marshall McLuhan published Understanding Media, The Extensions of Man, and transformed himself from an obscure academic into a star. Oracular, gnomic, and mind-bending, the book was a perfect product of the 60s, that now distant decade of acid trips and moonshots, inner and outer voyaging. Understanding Media was at heart a prophecy, and what it prophesied was the dissolution of the linear mind. McLuhan declared that the electric media of the 20th century, telephone, radio, movies, television, were breaking the tyranny of text over our thoughts and senses. Our isolated, fragmented selves, locked for centuries in the private reading of printed pages, were becoming whole again, merging into the global equivalent of a tribal village. We were approaching the technological simulation of consciousness, when the creative process of knowing will be collectively and corporately extended to the whole of human society. Even at the crest of its fame, Understanding Media was a book more talked about than read. Today it has become a cultural relic, consigned to media studies courses in universities. But McLuhan, as much a showman as a scholar, was a master at turning phrases, and one of them, sprung from the pages of the book, lives on as a popular saying. The medium is the message. What's been forgotten in our repetition of this enigmatic aphorism is that McLuhan was not just acknowledging and celebrating the transformative power of new communication technologies. He was also sounding a warning about the threat the power poses and the risk of being oblivious to that threat. The electric technology is within the gates, he wrote, and we are numb, deaf, blind, and mute about its encounter with the Gutenberg technology, on and through which the American way of life was formed. McLuhan understood that whenever a new medium comes along, people naturally get caught up in the information, the content it carries. They care about the news in the newspaper, the music on the radio, the shows on the TV, the words spoken by the person on the far end of the phone line. The technology of the medium, however astonishing it may be, disappears behind whatever flows through it: facts, entertainment, instruction, conversation. When people start debating, as they always do, whether the medium's effects are good or bad, it's the content they wrestle over. Enthusiasts celebrate it. Skeptics decry it. The terms of the argument have been pretty much the same for every new informational medium, going back at least to the books that came off Gutenberg's press. Enthusiasts, with good reason, praise the torrent of new content that the technology uncorks, seeing it as signaling a democratization of culture. Skeptics, with equally good reason, condemn the crassness of the content, viewing it as signaling a dumbing down of culture. One side's abundant Eden is the other's vast wasteland. The Internet is the latest medium to spur this debate. The clash between net enthusiasts and net skeptics, carried out over the last 2 decades through dozens of books and articles and thousands of blog posts, video clips, and podcasts, has become as polarized as ever, with the former heralding a new golden age of access and participation, and the latter bemoaning a new dark age of mediocrity and narcissism. The debate has been important. Content does matter. But because it hinges on personal ideology and taste, it has gone down a cul-de-sac. The views have become extreme, the attacks personal.